July 27th will of course be a very interesting night in the UK as Joyce will be taking on Chisora to see if he has one last run in heavyweight. And of course, it's very interesting because many people online are saying that the loser should, retire. And it makes a lot of sense. But anywho, Chisora is 34-13 with 23 wins by way of knockout and 4 losses by way of knockout. He is 40 years old. Of course, with all that being said, he is ranked number 23 in the world by BoxRec. Not that bad for a 40-year-old with 13 losses, by the way. He is coming off of a unanimous decision win over Gerald Washington, which is, his own thing. That's actually the only loss that he didn't lose by stoppage, so that's quite a bit. But of course, he has very notable losses, that being to Tyson Fury 3 times, Joseph Parker 2 times, and Alexander Usyk 1 time. Very nice. And also Dillian White twice. And then he fought Polev, I think twice as well. They're 1-1. But anywho, enough about talking about all the other losses that he has, because well, it's 13, so that's a lot. But Joyce, which was once seen as the next big heavyweight, is now 16-2. By the way, he was also seen as a dude with unbreakable chin. Has now fallen to 16-2, 15 wins by way of knockout in 2 stoppages, or 2 losses by way of stoppage. So, luckily for him, a little bit on the bright side, both of them were to Zhilei Zhang. And of course, before that, he has had some good wins, that being Daniel Dubois and Joseph Parker. That's right, Joseph Parker, who lost twice, once to Dillian White and once to Anthony Joshua, was finally stopped by, Joyce. And then he got stopped by Zhilei Zhang. And then Joseph Parker came back and beat Zhilei Zhang. So, weird rock, paper, scissors going on there, but well, whatever, we'll take it. Of course, Daniel Dubois was once undefeated, and that was where people put into question his dog, as many people would say. But of course, nowadays, Daniel Dubois is doing pretty good for himself. I think he's now a champion, and he will be fighting Anthony Joshua. So safe to assume he has gotten the better of this fight. But anywho, the reason why people say the loser should retire is simple. For the sole fact that one's 38 being Joyce, and the other one being 40 in Chisora. So obviously, yeah, if Chisora loses, this will be his 14th loss. And if I predict correctly, which probably isn't that hard, it will be another stoppage loss. But if Joyce loses, he would have lost to a dude with 13 losses. So, safe to assume that means he's no longer in the elite of the division. Although he is still ranked number 9. Not that bad for Joyce. Of course, people above him, all of them make sense. Joseph Parker has made a huge comeback after losing to Joyce, so it makes sense why he's above him. You have Zhilei Zhang, Jared Anderson, Daniel Dubois. I still don't get how Tyson Fury dropped down to 4. I just don't. I would get under Anthony Joshua, but below this guy, I don't know. Not really, my thing, but whatever. I'm not the one making the list. But anywho, weirdly enough, does he have a chance against any of the guys above him? Why? Because I believe Joyce will stop Chisora late in the round, even though his last fight was a very horrible, boring fight for a heavyweight with that much power in his hands. That was against Kash Ali. He knocked him out in the last round. And, it was a very boring fight where Joyce was catching fists with his face, so safe to assume his defense still needs quite a bit of work. But for the most part, it will be enough to stop the 40-year-old Chisora. I mean, it makes sense because, I don't know. It is weird. I still don't know how he's ranked number of top 10, but whatever. There's also people below him who I believe beat him, like Efe Ajagba. He probably beats him. Luis Ortiz probably beats him too, unfortunately, which is weird. But take that as you will. But the best chance he has at another title is to beat Chisora, hopefully get a fight with Jared Anderson, and hopefully maybe get lucky and knock him out, because he's not beating any of the guys above him. Maybe a few more paydays for him. Hey, maybe actually, because Ngannou is still somehow a thing in the heavyweight division, he might get a fight with Ngannou. You never know. Ngannou fought 2 of the top guys in heavyweight. albeit he lost pretty badly to Joshua. He's still somewhat a draw, especially in Saudi Arabia. You never know. But with that being said, who do I got winning? I already said it. It's going to be Joyce in the 8th round. Will stop Chisora. Chisora, I don't know. It's a very weird fight. It's a very weird one because neither of these guys looked good in their last fight. Well, then it makes sense because one's 38 and one's 40. One already has 13 losses, so it makes sense. But, like, I don't know. So, yeah, hopefully Joyce does get it done against Chisora. Hopefully he gets another big fight and retires rich. That's all he could hope for. Title picture, unfortunately for him, out of the picture. Usyk is now, formerly the undisputed champion. The IBF stripped him. But the IBF will be held by either Daniel Dubois, who has gotten his dog back, or Anthony Joshua. He ain't beating any of those guys. Unless Usyk retires after the Fury rematch and then the belts are scattered once again, then he has a chance of becoming champion. But for the most part, unfortunately for him, the title picture is a little bit over for him. But you never know. Boxing is always ever changing. You never know. But anywho, hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you in the next one.
At some point, the corner has to and that changes everything. And down they go.
Is he out? Is he gonna move? Is there a twitch?